I just want to say hello to all my fans out there in television land. 5.2 fractions. Well, if I have 2/3 plus 1/3, that equals 3/3, which of course is equal to 1 whole pi. Okay, now what about this? 1/3 plus 1/2. Well, we got a problem here because is it 2/3? It's not 2/3 because these are not both thirds. It's not 2/2. These are not both halves. How do I combine this? What we're going to do is be a little tricky and sneaky. I'm breaking this up into sixths because you see here that a third is actually two. Let me make it a little better. A third is actually 2/6, and a half is actually 3/6. So 2/6 plus 3/6 equals 5/6. In other words, I can combine things that are the same, but I can't if they're not the same. Well, or I need a common reference. An apple plus an orange is. What I can combine two apples is one apple plus another apple is two apples. I have to get what we in algebra we call that like terms. This is why fractions have to have a common denominator in order to add them, because the denominator. Well, actually, that's a good thing to mention. The top of the fraction tells us how many slices are chosen. The bottom of the fraction tells me how many slices total in the whole pie, which also will tell me the size of each slice. So, for example, the top means I'm choosing two slices. The bottom means that there's a total of 3 in the pie. Now, of course, the bottom tells you the size, because if the bottom is a 3 and there are 3, then they're a certain size. When the bottom is 2, well, you can't see it anymore from this picture. When the bottom is 6, the slices are a little bit thinner. Ironically, a bigger number equals the smaller slices, meaning if I have a 6 on the bottom, I broke the pie into 6 pieces, so each one is smaller. Here I have a 4 on the bottom, so I only broke the pie into 4 pieces. Each slice is actually bigger. It's ironical, meaning the bigger the denominator, the smaller the fraction value. Of course, the numerator is not, it makes sense. The bigger the numerator, the bigger the fraction value. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the fraction value, because if a big denominator means I made a lot of slices, which means each slice is actually thin. But how many slices do I need? Well, in other words, where did the 6 come from? In this problem, where did the 6 come from? That came because 6 is the LCM of 2 and 3, which explains why I did LCMs before we did fractions. If I want to do 3/4 plus 1/6, wow, this is hard to draw. I'm sure you're all better at drawing than I am. I'm going to chicken out and just use numbers. That's going to become 9/12 plus 2/12. 9 plus 2 is 11. 11/12 is your final answer.